You look really pixel.
Who was that with?
We're live. We're live. It's Friday night. Stop talking, gentlemen. It's Friday night. It's 8 o'clock. It's Transformers, the show. If you watch one show tonight about Transformers, probably watch Radio Free Cybertron. It's excellent. But if you watch another show, then you need to watch Transformers, the show. Hello, welcome to the show. Good evening, everyone. Tonight's show, we're going to have a discussion later on. We are going to choose our top 5 Transformers that were pre-Combiner Wars. Also, we've got all the news. We've got an excellent Fanstoys Innuendo. Plus, we've got Rohan's Corner, which is going to be about cartoons from the 80s with a sci-fi tinge, so I'm looking forward to that. And loads more. Now, Andy, what the fuck have Hasbro been doing this week?
I talked some TV, and now the news. Don't touch that dial.
Are we discussing the news, you mean? Are you just talking about generally what have they been up to? I've not been stalking.
Not much.
Well, you've got a new Snarl Cyberverse figure, which obviously is the most exciting news, hence why it's first. But I actually don't think it looks that bad. It reminds me of the Action Master kind of look to it. But, you know, I've seen worse mainline figures. So if you're into your Cyberverse figures, if the kids are... And there are a lot of completionists out there. There's people who do want to pick up these things. So there you go. Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures Dinobot Snarl coming at you.
Cool.
And then we had the leaks of Road Ranger. Now, I think did we see this last week? Remind me, somebody. I can't remember if it was last week or this week. But we did see a leak of Puffer. And this is Road Ranger. Whether they come as a 2-pack, I have no idea. I'll get onto my sources.
Like potential pipes as well, haven't we?
Yeah, well, we kind of knew about the pipes, didn't we? We've seen enough of the pipes to know it was on its way. But these two repaints, you know, it's becoming the new Sideswipe mold, isn't it?
And there was a lot of controversy on Twitter about this, wasn't there? Because the original photo taken from, I think, some sort of internet forum had like watermarks on it which had racist comments by the original poster, so people wouldn't share and steal his photo. But you'd think, why would you put it on the internet if it isn't for it to be shared and seen? So I don't think he was very intelligent to begin with, and his wonderful, unique idea of being a racist twit really didn't work out either.
It didn't. It was ridiculous.
He should have used something less racist, like Kilroy Silk.
The one on the right,
not massively less racist. Just
the one on the right,
racist.
The one on the right, Rainbow Ranger.
Rainbow Ranger.
Road Ranger, yeah.
Rainbow Ranger.
Sorry, that's the thing. That's the show.
You want something called Rainbow Ranger? That's your
Rainbow Ranger is one of his My Little Ponies. Carry on.
Rainbow Ranger is like Care Bears.
Is that
My
what you
Little
get told
Pony.
in the Stag Weekend?
Oh, don't get me started on Rainbow Ranger. Do not get me started. It's like Captain Planet.
Is that what you're asking the guys to call you in Wales? Call me Rainbow Ranger.
Right. There is.
It was the name of one of those lasses. Anyway.
No. So I think Make Toys or MMC did one of these called Captain Huffy, and it was like an oversized version of it looked like that, but it's like a you know, like if Pipes or Huffer got the Matrix, it's like that sort of thing. And it's like, and it was like it was in that colours. If you look up Captain Huffy, I'll see if I can get a picture of him for later in the show just to show what he looked like. But
wherever you see Rainbow Ranger.
Obviously, they called him Captain Huffy, and
that's going to stick now.
It actually is. It's amazing how much it is actually like a character. Maybe they were. So everyone thought, I think it must be Make Toys. They were trying to go off on tangent and do their own characters.
Mick saying bad cube.
Everyone.
There you go. Thanks, Mick. Anyway, from the left, you've got Puffer, you've got Pipes, you've got
Bad
the original, and then we've got Road Ranger. So it's, do you know what? The people have been joking about it being the new Sideswipe mold or the new
I was
Seeker
just
mold.
thinking,
I like
guys,
it.
we should coin this term Rainbow Ranger before someone else freaking takes it. and get Nathan onto it, and
Get it started.
let's make it a reality.
Hashtag Rainbow Ranger. Anyway, let's move on because this is the news.
Make money out of something.
It's bad cube.
Yes, Mick
If you Google
Haslab,
Captain Huffy Bad Cube, you'll find it.
Haslab, God, Haslab Star Saver, you're throwing me off here. Shush. So they've revealed what I think was it the 17,000 backers bonus bit is going to be is a flight stand. Exactly. That's the reaction that most people had. You know, it's
that would be quite good
something.
To put your cat, wouldn't it?
I worry about you trying to get your cat on that.
Well, she's got a port.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a lovely flight stand as flight stands go.
I love
high quality.
I love how they put the flight stand in space where everything floats.
Anyway, so that's it. So there was a bit of.
You guys are making fun of this, but I actually think the flight stand's freaking good. Actually,
it probably will be. It probably will be great. But you know, it's just like I think people were expecting something a bit more. You know
how many? Do you know how many backers we're up to? Backer update. So as of 8 o'clock on Friday night, it is up to 8,023.
Wow! And it's still not open yet to the rest of the world yet.
I know. It's mad. Anyway, so that was that.
France.
DNA design. I've done an upgrade kit for the masterpiece.
This is good.
Bumblebee movie. Optimus Prime.
Like this. Yes.
I know you are.
Yes, I'm excited because I've got the Toy World Prime, right, which costs £200, and you can get the movie Prime, which is actually genuinely very good bots. Lots of ratchets, lots of articulation, but it had flaws. Like they were lazy with a lot of things, right? And what do you get now? Like a bot which actually has the right presence, the right height, the right articulation. I mean, like it hasn't got the bat wings in cab mode because they fold down. It's got a lot of good stuff, right? So if this pack is like 40 quid, 50 quid, which is what they normally are about, they're about 40 quid, right? Plus 112, that's 150 quid. That's still cheaper than the £200 Toy World thing, which is good. But this is what you want, and I think if you look at what we're going to have, spoiler, the mega tank that comes along later. I don't know how this was going, but I will actually sort my Toy World out for this.
I knew you were going to freaking try to sell your Toy World.
Here we go. So if anybody wants to buy it,
if anyone's after the Toy World Optimus name,
deluxe mode.
Oh.
I don't like.
Anyway, there you go. There's the bits that you get.
It looks nice.
It's not got any rainbow colours. Just not for me.
Is no one else into this? No one else into the whole like.
Yes. Not the masterpiece. No. But then again, I'm not a masterpiece collector, so you know. Well, I'm a mini masterpiece collector, but that
looks really good. That looks really. If you imagine like a real world Prime, like almost like you know, like if it was like Terminator-esque, like when you go like you know, it's like the walking mech. That looks like how
it looks like the Optimus Prime from the Bumblebee movie. I mean, that's what he looks like. Because that's what it is.
He doesn't even look like that. It's not for us, Alexis. You don't know us well enough.
I will get my lube out, and I'll see you later.
Go for it,
okay. Anyway, Slammer. So Prime versus Prime has managed to get hold of a copy of Slammer, the Kingdom bot that obviously is meant to go with the Metroplex, although some people are now speculating that this could be because they're going to redo Metroplex as the next Titan and we'll get a new Metroplex. It's all speculation at the moment. Regardless of what people feel about, you know, people getting figures early or whatever, I thought it was quite interesting to actually see the figure and see. I mean, these are just some photos. I think these were shared by Prime versus Prime. I like the head sculpt. It's quite first aid from IDW, but I mean, as for the rest of it, you know, it's a neat little tank mode. But I can't say I'm blown away. I've seen some people say, "Oh, this is amazing. This is fantastic." Well, this is all right. It's generic bot, really.
I don't know. I'm looking at every figure now and thinking rainbow version. We could make a fortune out of this. We could be like making so much money out of the LGBT community and helping them as well.
Exactly. We'll promote it. Why not?
Yeah.
Who have you got, Alexis? Who was that?
This is Iron Factory's version of Slammer. Which
that looks mince.
which actually does actually talk.
I can't see it because I'm sharing my whole screen, so I'm going to assume Jamie is right.
He's transforming it now. He's gone as Transformers.
Pierre's from now. Go see the finished.
Is he transforming it on camera? Wow.
I'll do one side so you can see it.
You know, I'll do one side. Fuck off.
Okay. Sorry, I'll skip on to the next thing. Anyway, there you go, Slammer. There's his tank mode. Not just a remold of Warpath as some people were hoping. Apparently, it was going to be. Yeah, it's its own new mold. I think it looks fine. You know, I'll probably end up picking it up, but I can't say I'm overexcited.
There you go, Jamie. Done the whole thing. There you go. Look at that. So that's the ID. Like the
I just think Slam is quite a derogative name. That just makes people who go to prisons feel bad. I just don't think we should be using that.
Yeah, it's a real shame to make people who are criminals feel bad. Anyway, here's Jolt from the Studio Series, which somebody's got in hand. So we've got some photos of the Studio Series Jolt. So for those of you who collected, I mean, he wasn't in it much, was he?
And he looks awful there. It's not.
I remember wasn't there a bit where he was there when they attached all the bits of Jetfire?
Isn't that weapon awful? That's like that crap Megatron weapon. Remember, it's like a freaking Hoover.
Well, there was supposed to be the bits that he used to electrify and magnetize things that are then attached to Optimus Prime. I think that's what it's going for, you know, movie accuracy. But it just looks daft to me. But then again, it's not the movie bots, as we've discussed. A lot of the proper Michael Bay movie bots, they're not my aesthetic anyway. Although I have a little mini display of them behind me because I found a box of old ones and I've got into
him. I like him.
As Joel, the car mode looks nice.
Yeah, they can't. I just think sometimes they fuck up with the weapons. If we could have just made a nicer weapon, it would look so much better.
I think they're just trying to make it look screen accurate to that bit, because I think that's the only bit where he actually used a weapon, is it? I mean, somebody who knows the movies maybe better than I will be able to say, but I can only remember that bit of him in the films. Anyway, there he is.
Can I just say that a friend of mine is now a defibrillator. He's like the term Jolt, so that's offensive to him, so can we not use that anymore?
A friend of yours is now a defibrillator.
My friend of mine is a defibrillator.
Where is it? I'm looking for it.
I look forward to his stand-up route.
You, the Rainbow Ranger.
Anyway, speaking of rainbow colours,
is that what you're doing in the weekend?
Here is Studio Series Sweep. With his lighter blue.
Mate, yeah.
Oh, shush, Alexis, shush, enough now. He's a lighter blue, and his open hand is on a different hand, and that's about it.
Ooh.
That's it.
All right.
How do you guys feel about different colours? Like, how do you feel about different colour sweeps compared to the actual Scourge?
Well,
it's just to sell sweeps, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah, but I wish you kept the same colour.
I like the one on the right. Which one's that?
That's the original Studio Series.
Yeah, but are you happy
like
buying sweeps of different colour, or would you want them all the same colour?
I would want them all the same colour, but I'm also happy enough buying that. You know, it's possible to like both.
I thought he was angling that Alexis wanted them all the colours of the rainbow, but obviously not.
No,
we're just going to stick with the blues.
So with the X-Transbots versions, they all came in the same colour on the one on the left, and the sweeps did as well. And then they released the metallic version, so everyone want the metallic version, which is on the right. So now you have one on the right in that colour, which is the metallic version, and all the sweeps in the one on the left. So
you're right. Toy companies do fleeces just by changing the colour a little bit.
They do. So they want to make you buy the. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Shattered Glass Jetfire, which looks fantastic. Although, how much is it? Because
it's about 90 quid.
90. I could have sworn I heard a reviewer saying it was more than that on their
that's
review.
More, right?
Like £100 plus. It can't be.
About it's only a tenner more, isn't it? $79.99 normal Jetfire.
It's a remold.
It's worth it though. He's worth.
It's not a remold. It's just a repaint.
Are you buying it, Paul?
No, I still might. I almost bought up the original one today.
Not that much worth it then.
No, I just think it's worth like that to me. Having owned Jetfire, he's massive. He's worth that amount of money.
Yeah. Oh, he's a lot of bot for the money. I think he's one of those ones you can't complain about the price point. But I like this. I love the color scheme, but it is just pretty much the same. It's the same toy, and I already like Jetfire, and it's just like, do I really want to go out and spend £90 to get the same toy but in slightly cooler colors?
Yes, you do.
Very
I don't think I do. I do. I know you do.
Jamie, very good question, because obviously there's still a price. Answer as fast as you can at the same time, right? I got one question to answer at the same time, very fast. Which one would you have? You have what choice of one, and then the same
original
price.
Jetfire, obviously.
Oh, shush. No, Jetfire or Rodimus, go.
Jetfire.
Oh, well, I haven't had Rodimus, so I can't really comment on him. So I'd go with Jetfire just to play it safe.
Yeah,
What did you say, Jay Rodford? You said Jay
Didn't
Rodford.
ask me.
I said Jetfire.
Okay. There you go. Okay, interesting. I was just because obviously Rodimus is obviously same price point, similar engineering.
Rodimus is cheaper by 20 quid, but yeah, go for it.
It depends where you're getting from, I suppose.
I thought
you
Jetfire
go
was
to a more expensive place just to prove the Rex is right.
Well,
I
think Smiths are selling him for 92 now, aren't they?
I thought they were the same price.
I thought the same price. I thought Jetfire was 70 quid.
Rodimus costs 70 quid, and most places are still selling it at 70 quid. You would only go to buy it for more money just to be smug, and you have to make sure you tell people, I went into Smiths and I deliberately paid 20 quid more.
I like to pay more money for my bots. It shows my superiority over the poor man.
Isn't Jetfire 70? I swear Jetfire was £70, wasn't he?
His price is fluctuating. When he first came out, it was about 80, and then it's gone up and down a little bit depending. Yeah. But I mean, he's still quite a desirable bot. I think there's still quite a few people who want to pick him up, but there's people who inevitably are waiting for it to be discounted.
And then no more than complain when it's not discounted.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? You get to that point where if you've waited and you've taken that gamble and it doesn't pay off, well.
Just want to say, last week you missed out so many Gale jokes. Oh my god, I've got so much in my tank.
I'm sorry. So much in my tank.
Rainbow Ranger speaks again.
Anyway, the news is flying along. Let's get into third-party news.
There is Gale, but not
party
forgotten.
song, don't we?
Let's get into third-party
news.
Oh, just before we do, though, big thanks to Liam, Toybox Soapbox, who was on the show, obviously, a few weeks back and gave us a shout-out on Triple Takeover podcast, the latest episode. So thanks very much.
Thank you.
So,
yeah.
Andy said, if you have a podcast and you want to give us a shout-out,
feel free, please.
Especially if you're right on there.
Are you sharing this, Paul? There we go. Right, go on then, Alexis. Is this Mega Tank? Is that what he's called?
This is mega fuckoid. This is amazing. Look at the size. This guy's massive.
He looks good.
So I haven't been excited about
deets.
Look, I haven't been excited about Transformers in a long time. I'm excited. Like that whole upgrade for Prime there. The real almost like the real world sort of like crossover between bots. Look at the size of him. Look at the size of him. Hang on, let's get my cat. Where's the scale? Come on. It's 3A Prime, 12 Prime, about 12 inches.
Are you talking to me or the cat there, Paul?
He's a 15-inch Megatron, which comes with a sword and his fusion cannon and transformer tank as well.
A sword?
Sword. I know you. Look, I know you can say.
This is Stewie with the cool whip all over again.
I know. Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah. Whip.
What?
Cool whip.
The H is silent.
It's a cool whip.
Say cool whip one more time. Whip. That's it. Say sword one more time. Sword.
Anyway, I swore at him, sir. I swore at him. Anyway, right. What does TW stand for?
Toy World. That's what I've got.
Toy World. Thank you.
Toy World 3A, and then
isn't it Wei Zhang as well?
Wei Zhang.
So you can see.
So Wei Zhang was £100, no returns, and no spare parts. Toy World actually obviously was in business. 3A, £300. So you got £300, £200, £100. 3A, 3A doesn't transform. Toy World does. Wei Zhang does, and you can see the quality. Obviously, and they will light up as well in the eyes and stuff like that. Okay. Mega Tank does as well, but it's a lot of bot. And okay, do you guys know the price of this? Because I do. I just want to have a little game here. Do you guys know the price? What would you? How much would you say?
£8.
Brilliant.
Oh, I think you're saying too much there, Paul, for that.
No, I think I know. Is it £90?
Close.
Or was it loads more?
I'm going to go with £100.
Close.
101.
This isn't the Price is Right. You get one guess. I'm not fucking Barrymore.
I don't know.
If I was Barrymore, man, I'd have a pool and everything.
Come on then. Just tell us the price, because Jamie's
just getting annoyed.
15-inch die-cast bot transforms with a sword. Oh, look, it's Ian McLeod. Ian McShane, sorry.
Ian
McLeod.
So I was thinking Ian McLean.
Does he come with a sword?
Just say the bloody price.
Quickly, Arrowfire, is he your uncle? Because I was thinking you've got a similar hair and a very similar name.
We've so got off track now.
Come on, news. How much does he cost?
Yeah, £129 posted.
Go next.
How the fuck is 90 quid close to 130 quid?
Right. So these are Zeta. This is Zeta Toys Legend Scale Superion with a cat. I don't know if that's being inspired by Alexis. Now I've seen that, so I was really excited when I first saw these. Their jet modes looked awesome. Now I see them in the real ones. They look nice from above, but they don't look as good as New Age from below.
It's shit lighting, by the way. Look at the lighting. It's very shiny. Look at the lighting when it's overexposed. If you go back to the last shot, you can see the shine on the actual, like, even on the
Yeah, no, I get that. They look right there.
It
makes a big difference.
Looks like
it makes a big difference.
No, I mean the undercarriage. It's a wanky undercarriage.
Well, everyone likes tomato.
And there's the cat again.
Yeah.
James having a flashback. He's having
This is Iron Factory's 262nd repaint of their Tyrant model. This is Nacelle, isn't it? Which was the prototype. Something Thrust. Yeah. So this is original Thrust colours.
Yes, original.
Again, look at that awful alt mode. Never.
I've got that excellent Nacelle from Mobot Recruits. The special edition.
I'm assuming that's what he's based on because it's a G1 Skywarp and G1 Soundwave there, so it's to show. Oh look, there he is.
That's the Thrust. Yeah.
No, that's the original. Like what's the
Nacelle was in the cartoon, wasn't he, or the comics at least?
It looks quite. I mean, the bot mode looks good. I'll say that.
All Iron Factory alt modes, bot modes look good,
but the jet mode's not great at all. Anyway,
it looks alright. It's like a Captain America, isn't it, of bots and that sort of red, white, and blue. It doesn't.
Captain America.
How's that Captain America?
It's red, white, and blue. Literally, that's it. It's just the colour.
Literally, you've described most of the superheroes in the world. X-Men, Cyclops.
It's like a rainbow of colours there.
Spider-Man. What the fuck?
Right, anyway, moving on. X-Transbots Dante, their version of Inferno, and we got lots of photos of this, and it does look very nice. Extendable ladder, we all like that.
That's a hell of a ladder he's got, isn't it?
The ladder is the niche thing here. That the thing they've done is they made it too inaccurate with the ladder, and you actually get to see inside the cab. Not size accurate there.
Can you drive it? Well, could you?
It's a real fire truck. They bring it to your house.
Oh, those crazy guys! Amazing. It's about time.
But it wasn't just Dante, was it? Because that's the thing. No. It's like, you reveal one and you think, oh, well, that's pretty good. But then they went and gave us Da Vinci at the same time, because why wouldn't you? Grapple Inferno, obviously.
I do like these third-party names, though. They're quite cool.
They are. I like. It appeals to me. I like that grapple as well. I think it looks pretty good.
It looks very good, too inaccurate. The one key thing difference between this and the MP, the only is the ladder or the hook, the hoist hanging off the back of it. Obviously, this extends in alt mode to a full whatever that is in inches, whatever, or feet, whatever you want to call it, right? But and if you look at the MP versions, they don't extend. They fold down over the cab, and that's all you get because they actually fold back inside. So in bot mode, there is nothing behind. It's a flat back. There's no panels. It's very clean. So you've got a choice. Do you want to go clean bot mode or clean alt mode? And that's it. I imagine this will be a wonderful.
What sort of scale is this? Is this masterpiece scale or chug scale?
Yes,
masterpiece.
So are they all wreckers? Is it just?
Yeah, they're all wreckers. Yeah, I'm
and
pretty sure Inferno was just the greatest one.
And that one there, that art file, that little Target Master is the Scourge Target Master, which is still today my favourite Target Master of all.
Why is that?
Because he's just got it's the way he articulates his posability and his transformation. He's got such a good. I guess it's his character. Like you can pose him like you can actually you can articulate his shoulders, everything about him. It's all one ball joints.
Yeah.
But it just works so well. And if you look at the other ones, they're almost they're quite flat. They almost like the old Headmaster style. They don't quite capture. This guy's actually got a bit of character about, and he actually when he transforms as well. And he actually has good leg stance. He's posable. He's a good size as well. One day I'll show photographs of all of them together. But you'll see what I mean. X-Transbots, I think, have nailed even better than Fanstoys the Target Master and the Headmaster. Well, they have done Headmaster.
Okay.
Yes, they have done.
Which Jazz is this?
Make toys.
There he is.
It's not, is it? It's a Magic Square.
Yes, Magic Square. What did you say? I
You
Magic
said,
Square.
you said mech toys.
No, I've just Gav's talking about he's got a date tonight, and I've really got into it, and we're having a good chat about it. Because like you'd been talking for like
let's
half
talk
an
about
hour or something, and then
Good on you, Gav. Let's screw this. It's a discussion tonight. What should Gav's moves be?
But no, this is Magic Square Jazz. And he's just the prototype, but I thought he looked absolutely sublime. And there's really good Magic Jazz, isn't it? Iron Factory Jazz is pretty good.
Yes, he is.
That's all I had for that. To be fair,
It's a lovely couch in the background.
there's a photo where he's got his wings out as well in the background.
We've done that one.
God, that couch looks like it belongs.
I think we've got.
This is the Jazz we wanted in Legends. So this is him next to New Age Jazz, and everyone. I still have my
don't like New Age.
Comparing accessories.
I still have my New Age Jazz because I thought it was such a nice alt mode. It was a good transformation, and you can see here, look, Magic Square. They've made it the same size as alt mode, and the alt mode was always the right size in New Age. That was the thing, but it just went transform. It's like, oh, Jazz, where's the rest of you? It's like, oh, I'm sorry, Jazz. This is like twins, the Transformer version, right? Arnie and Danny, right?
Then we had lastly sneaking in X-Transbots. Then revealed they're going to recolor it again, aren't they? The same mold, and we're going to get Caravaggio, which is going to be Hauler. We all love a bit of Hauler, don't we?
Yeah.
Which I didn't realise.
Also,
He appeared in episode 3, was it, of the Transformers, or 4, when Prime got knocked out of the mountain, episode 2?
Very early on.
And they went Hauler, get him up, and it was a crane, which was almost like a yellow, but he didn't transform. But
it was Hound, wasn't it? Wasn't it in episode 2 after Hound had been knocked down the?
No.
Oh, is he 3? Is he episode? Is he the one who pulls up Prime?
Yeah, and then
because I thought that Prime didn't need pull it because he just rolled down the hill to the bottom of the hill where they were all stood anyway.
You had
it was Hound who gets shot off the cliff in the first episode, and he goes off the cliff after Laserbeak attacked him.
Right,
or at least he's flying. Was it his Laserbeak or his flying gun?
No, you're right. You're right. Hauler. Hound was, and then as Hound comes up, Cliff Jumper apologizes to him, doesn't he? And the Hound goes.
Was that a sigh of disappointment? And
I was just looking at the comments of all the people saying Hound. It was Hound.
Yeah,
yeah, I know it was Hound. I said it was Hound, guys.
I think we might need to have an intervention and make them go and watch all the first season with you and make sure you have the right emotional response.
This is the correct emotional response to this. Anyway, that was the news. It was very long. Thank you, Arrowfire. I am correct. You are right.
For those of you who don't know, Hasbro Pulse now are streaming seasons 1 to 3 of Transformers for free on YouTube. If you subscribe to Hasbro Pulse, you can go on YouTube, create an account. You can subscribe to us as well. Well done. And you can go to Hasbro Pulse, and then you can watch. You can put playlists on your TV, on your media device of choice, and you can just click play, and it'll play through all the episodes in the correct order for you from seasons 1 through to 3. You don't
have to subscribe though, Alexis. You can just watch it without subscribing.
Oh, you can watch it without subscribing. Yeah, you can just go to YouTube.
Are you working for Hasbro tonight?
Yes.
Are they paying you?
No. Oh, I was here.
And you can use these magical boxes, which will show you the video footage.
It's now the thing.
Right, come on,
my children in the morning.
Let's go on.
Anyway, go watch that later after this.
Got work
we
on
have
Monday.
metal devices called cleanse. Whiskey tea.
To the Transformers.
We return to pickups. So, who would like to go first?
I'll go
first. Get your fucking pickups on, mate.
Okay. So, all this week, basically, thanks to In Demand Toys, and I would also say Collector's Den, I got the Studio Series 86. And all this week I've been taking sort of like photos and sort of messing around with them. And they're such fantastic bots. It's almost like, having those figures, but as a kid, you wanted. And actually having them realised, some 36 years later.
Wow.
And it's brilliant. And it's like Alexis was saying earlier, one of the best things about them is the articulation.
I didn't notice that before on the picture. I was so busy looking at the bots, I didn't look at that.
I don't even know.
Where's that from? Or was that on all of them, Jamie?
Well, that was the thing. I was doing a little wee cheeky homage to sort of like the Transformers comic, and and I put in the date and made sure episode 88 and 3. But those figures, as Alexis was talking earlier, most of the joy is about how poseable are. They're blocky, but blocky in a good way, because I don't know how to describe it. Apart from the fact it's almost like how a toy should be in many respects, durable, fun, okay, sometimes it's not the best paid work, but then remember the price point you're paying for these things, and they're brilliant fun, and so poseable, so fun, and so very much true to like what the cartoon was like, maybe less true compared to the original toys. And like there's that photo there. I mean, that's just like, I know, but it's because the toy comes alive. I mean, when you look at these photos, it's not because there's like good photos or they've been done well or anything like that. It's because we're all Transformer fans, and we look at these toys, and in our mind's eye, we're already animated them out.
Jamie, you're not giving yourself justice there at all. It's not just the toys. The toys are good, but to make them look like you have for these photos, that does take, so it's not just the toy, that takes a lot of effort on your part as well to get that.
Maybe
so stop being so modest.
We'll start by being modest. I think when you look at a lot of the photos, I think it's because they encourage you to play with them, don't they? They encourage you to mess around, try things that you couldn't normally do with the blocky counterparts before. And these toys, the poses you could do and make them work, it's just fun.
Do you get that? I've seen your photographs, and I think you get this, right? Do you get the moment when you go, "Oh yeah, that looked really cool," and you get the figure and you do that? Do you ever get that moment when you're like, "Oh yeah,
you do"? But I think you get that moment even when you're not taking the photos.
Yes,
if you understand, and then you wish you could get that moment again, and you can't. You just can't. But yeah, I mean, it's just like fun. It's like the Akira thing, which I think is all over the internet. People doing their own Akira poses. And I loved that photo. That was perhaps my most technical photo of getting the two of those, using a mobile phone to get two of those at different distances, both in focus. So that was like probably the hardest shot I've ever done, and compared to any photo I've ever done before. Although it might not look it, that was technically the most difficult. But then, that pose and just being able to do that, pay homage to other things, is just half the fun. And I liked, and that's the thing, though. It's like when you had all these free Studio Series 86 figures. I mean, I cannot stress enough about how much fun they are to transform. Have them in your hands, and just play out all these scenes you want to do, like the Daniel one. If you're going to ride Daniel riding, it's like, what the fuck, Daniel? You're just betraying me, going to that freaking. I was going to use a bad word actually to describe that car. I know. But, it's just like the fun, and then they have the Quintessons. I mean, imagine we've actually got a Quintesson set up. 2 years ago, a year ago, we didn't even have that, any Quintessons toys. And now we've actually got a family of Quintessons, like an army of what we could have. And then you've got the thing which causes this dilemma, controversy about the name, but it doesn't matter. It can be Slug, whatever you want it to be, but it doesn't take away from the joy of the original character and the fun you have with him. And as I said before, even this big blocky dude who's about the size of Grimlock, cheerleader class size, is amazing. And the Studio Series 86 are definitely knock it in the park. Now, I don't know if this was down to the fact it tracks. It almost sucked me into a black hole of depression at the Transformers. And Studio Series 86 just kicked you back out. So it's like the balance is restored to the Transformer toy universe. And there again, I just love taking that photo. And just sort of like, I think I'm probably the only Lone Ranger fan, so maybe that's not the best thing, but hi, you wet car. And that was the thing that had me worried was someone didn't realise "Let's Burn Rubber" was said by Hot Rod, because he goes, "Let's burn rubber," he exaggerates it. And he thought it was said by Cup. And that's had me worried, but there's some people in our Transformers community, shock horror, who have not watched Transformers the movie enough. And it does make me think we should have some sort of intervention or some sort of like special squad that goes round to people's houses and make them watch Transformers the movie for people who get these quotes wrong.
of the DJG, mate? Like, what would you call it if we had a version of a DJZ who did that?
Oh, I don't know. The TFUK emotional support team.
Oh, okay. I was going.
I don't know, through threats of staring until I don't know.
You mean we help them? We don't kill them? Like
oh yes, we want to help them. Why would we want to kill them?
Okay,
Lexus has gone rogue again.
And then you've got Ret Gar.
I mean, killed before and he'll kill again.
Even May Lynn was laughing at this one, and she was the one that came up. Ret Gar's milkshake brings all Decepticons to the yard. It's the first time I've seen her actually get a wee bit involved, and she was laughing at the poses you could do with this guy. But there they are, the Studio Series 86, and even Daniel. I know looking at Daniel might cause nausea in some people, sickness, chills, vomiting, fear. I don't know. I can understand that. I mean, the thing about Daniel was, why would they go to such bother of making it really good and then give it the most naff legs? If they could just give those legs knees to bend, that would be brilliant. People would love that. It's almost like they're trying to make an excuse for people to buy the MP still. Or maybe they're going to bring out a more articulated version in future. As I said before, the scales work brilliant. Ret Gar's the same size as Rodimus, like it was in the comics, the cartoons. The scale is good. It's nice to see the Sharticons much bigger and much more threatening. And obviously, Dinobot there just being the size like it was in the original G1 before they started to get a bit confused about what scale the Dinobots really should be. But this is like the original Dinobot scales, and it's superb. And they're just excellent when they're transformed. I mean, they just look wonderful. The bright colours, amazing. And there they are with some of the special effects, they work. They're good fun. But yeah, the Sharticons, chunky little love dolls of big sharp teeth. They're just just brilliant. You just go through there, and it's just good all the way around, really. Such a good little wee figure, and it just works. And it's good to have some part forming. I think part forming is the way to go, actually. It makes things a little bit easier, especially when it comes to the packaging. Although when you connect these things, you don't actually need to remove the parts again.
I'd much prefer to have part forming, and again, even on like the box, like you get like Slug and Grimlock, they're having that little.
Well, I think part forming works for Ret Gar really good. It makes you think, oh my god, I wish I would do that type of mold before, because it's such a nice, simple transformation to do.
No, but I mean, like, if you had like parts forming on Grimlock or Slag, rather than having that shit accessory like Wheelie or Daniel, and just spend that money on making the bot better.
It's almost like I think a lot of people say they would rather have the sword. They'd rather have more sort of accessories rather than that. As I said before, the Sharticons and that, they scale really well. Scale well with the Alicons. It's like proper trips, very posable. Awesome little things, and I just don't know. They just seem to have character. This face just makes me bust out in hysterics every time I look at it. Sort of, diabolical, evil, cannibalistic.
He's so big compared to the other guy.
Because when you think about it, it's the stuff of nightmares. It is with Hot Rod. They're just good scale, good size. They're great for scenes. Ret Gar there, and Ret Gar playing with himself. Yeah. Just a great figure again. And as I said before, I mean, I noticed some people put the wheels on the one side, and I think, why? That's just madness. You want the wheels on opposite sides so it balances out better. But yeah, so much better than the Power of the Primes Ret Gar. And I used to think the Power of Primes Ret Gar was quite good. Now I get the Studio Series 86 one, and then suddenly, Power of the Primes Ret Gar looks absolutely immense.
I didn't like the groove mold. The groove mold. Wasn't a fan of the bike mold.
Oh yeah, when you think about how much fucking baggage this guy's got, Power of the Primes Ret Gar compared to, Studio Series Ret Gar, which just seems much more polished, and less baggage. It's just awesome. And there's some more blush effects. And I just went a little bit mad when I was taking photos. I actually took so many photos of this, and I've still got them with the little blush effects on.
Jamie,
it's just hilarious character.
Do you talk to your Transformers when you're going, go work it?
I have no idea what I'm doing with the crab. I'm definitely making special effects. I'm definitely going choo choo choo. No, one shall stand, one shall fall. Jamie, take it to bounce. One shall stand. No. Yeah.
Jamie, why is that been on its side? Well, one shall stand, one shall fall.
But it's a beautiful mold, and it's good because it scales with the actual bots like a cartoon. Because the one thing about Transformers is normally when it comes to the alt modes, they don't scale. Yet by accident or design, Wreck Car scales.
Jamie,
and that's what I love about it. You got Hot Rod there, and just all the poses.
That shot that you made, Hot Rod's there look really cool. Because I haven't been pleased with Hot Rod's alt mode from the side, but there he looks very sleek and very sexy.
Oh yeah, he is really great. But I mean, and then now we've got good old Slug, and just a fantastic, great size bot, and it's so great to have two Dinobots. The size they should be. And it's just amazing, and it's just such a. I mean, he looks like a newborn puppy there, ready to get some snacks. But as I said before, there it is with Hot Rod. No, sadly, that's not the scale. But if it was, it would be amazing. There it is with the actual Hot Rod there. Yeah, as I said before, brilliant figure, brilliant fun, brilliant scale. It's like a Chug's dream comes true. The mini masterpiece era is here, and I hope it stays. I mean, Studio Series 86 are definitely hitting out of the park. I do love nearly all the figures. What they've really tried to do with the figures, I think, has been exceptional. And they're just brilliant. And you can tell that by the shots there. There's the original Dinobots on Power of the Prime. And he just looks like naff in comparison. And I used to love the Dinobots Power of the Prime as well.
Every shot you've taken, comparisons, it looks like they're like adolescent self, and they're now grown. Every shot, Sharticon and everything.
And here's just some outtakes, some photos that didn't really make the cut, but I just thought were funny. I just love that. That's a Shawshank Redemption scene there.
I'd love to tell you the Sharticon got away.
Which one's Kevin Bacon?
Sometimes he fought him off. Sometimes he did. You see his face there.
They didn't call him Hot Rod for nothing.
Jamie, is this the scene where
you certainly had enough energy on to go that night?
Is this the scene where Hot Rod said, "Let's burn some rubber"?
The look on the Sharticon's face.
Yeah. And do you know what's even funnier? It's the way that light hits his eyes. It's almost like it's pupils where he's really in shock.
Yeah.
He's like
the old sludge eyes going on.
Yes, he's going. Holy, this is an act of God. God wants us to see this.
This is it. You see, everyone asks why Snarl didn't make the cut in the movie because he goes, "I ain't doing that scene." Give it a sludge.
And there was the last one. Transformers' show at TF Show UK YouTube every Friday 8 p.m. live. But people watching our show should hopefully know by now.
Good pluggage. I was thinking we should plug it early in the show. So if you're on Facebook, please go to Transformers the show. Search for it on Facebook. We're there. So, Alexis, you want to go next, mate?
Oh, okay.
I'll be in the spotlight queue.
What did I get this week?
Ooh.
Oh, hi!
Andy, what did you get?
Yeah, I need to think about
what did I get this week? So many things, right? No, I got a couple of things. So I did, thanks to Collector's Den. Also got myself a record. I haven't had a chance to get him out of the box yet, though. I got it yesterday, and then I was stupidly busy yesterday, then absolutely knackered in the evening, to the point I was literally so tired that I couldn't do a gaming with you lads, and instead went to bed and slept. And then woke up this morning feeling worse than I had the night before, which is a bit weird. So I have a feeling I've probably caught one of those September bugs that you get in schools. But he looks fantastic. Obviously, I've seen Jamie's photo, so I already know he is fantastic. Really looking forward to getting him out because I had the G1 toy. Got it in 86 when it came out. Can't remember if it was for my birthday or Christmas, but anyway, I've still got it in my collection, so really looking forward to getting him out. And then my other pickup was actually a gift from Jamie, which is a Siege Brunt, because I don't have one. And that was a surprise. So they both arrived at the same day, both delivered by the same postman. And I wasn't at home when they arrived, and I walked in and my wife said, "Oh, there's 2 boxes for you." I was like, 2? I'm expecting 1. What's the other one? And I looked, and on the address thing, it had Jamie's. I won't say it, no, but it had Jamie's address on there, and I remembered. I do remember where you live, Jamie. So I just went straight away.
Buckingham Palace.
Jamie,
Royal
you
Windsor.
son of a bitch. I mean, anyway. So I'm really pleased to get him. Pardon?
He always remembers where you live.
Freaked me out just then, Alexis. Soon I shall come for you in the night. Anyway, really glad to get
smile. Sorry.
Do you want to be my wife? Anyway, carry on.
Is that the Rainbow Ranger's voice?
That's how he speaks. Rainbow Ranger is here for you.
That's
Right,
Rainbow
we'll say
Ranger.
it.
Anyway,
Rainbow
that was
Ranger
it. That was it.
pickup,
Yes.
guys.
Great pickup. Can't believe you haven't opened it. I got
No,
one
I
pickup.
haven't had a chance. Give me a chance.
I got Blue Streak. So is it Blue Streak? Smokescreen. Blue Streak. Blue Streak. So I got Prowl in that 2-pack, which came from Bargain Max. So I've got him, and I think I have Smokescreen coming for my birthday. So
Have you taken them out yet?
there will be Datsuns of fun. So
Have you taken them out yet?
it's next to my bed, mate. Not even in there.
Of course it is.
No
Where else
Transformer.
would it be?
I just wanted to say, I've just reading some of the comments, and I just want to thank people for all the nice comments you said about my photography there. Thank you very much. It was really nice.
Yeah,
Give
thanks,
us a heart,
mate.
Jay. Give us a heart, Jay.
Yeah.
Give us a heart, Jay.
No,
I've got
there's
me
no
already
great
multiple accounts. Saying nice stuff.
Ooh, Newcastle have just equalised because we were 1-0
Jamie,
down.
give it-
Thank
Jamie,
you for those
Jamie,
people in the chat who are actually trying to keep me informed of the score because I'm not watching the game.
Yes,
I was going to
that's
have
what
it playing. I was going to have it
I just
playing, and I
looked it
thought,
up.
no, I'm not putting myself through it. I'd rather concentrate on the show, and whatever will be, will
Oh,
be.
Greg.
Oh,
Right,
Greg. I'm all Greg.
Right, Alexis, what are you passing off as pickups this week?
What have you made up this week?
I saw
mean,
you
what
in
have
the off show. You walked up to your shelf and you just went, "Ooh, that.
That'll do. That'll do.
I did actually.
Yeah, I know, I saw.
Oh,
Hey, lads.
lads to drive you to drink.
Your
been
alter
2
ego, the
weeks.
Rainbow Ranger. What has he got this week?
It's been 2 weeks, lads. So I've got a few. I got easy ones. I got grapple with the pegs shaved down. Thank you, Sir Jamie, for your advice. I got Astro Train as well. I got those. Someone looking to get rid, so I got those for the boys for Christmas. That's what that's a box. Myself. I got Trash Talk and Cogwheel, which is the.
Oh, I saw that come off for sale.
You didn't you show them the other week?
Oh, no,
Yes.
okay, I forgot
Yeah, you did.
Sorry.
You showed them the other week.
Yeah.
God, what
What
else?
else?
What
They haven't
other
seen this for
boxes
a
have I
while.
got?
Let
Let me just grab Scorponok.
this little guy, which
You
is.
showed that last week as well.
Did I?
Yes,
Say.
yes, he did. He did.
I wasn't here last week. It was 2 weeks.
It was the week
2 weeks
before.
ago. Yes. That's
Did I-
even worse.
You need to buy more
You've had them for
Transformers,
weeks.
Alexis.
Did I show
Maybe
this?
you showed
You don't buy enough Transformers, Alexis.
Are
That's
you not
Yes.
going to show? What's this? It's not the
Yes.
upgrade kits.
Yes,
Is
we've
it?
seen that pair of shoes you found. We've seen it all. It's fine.
So this is a third-party upgrade kit for
Is it
MMC.
No.
No, for MMC Combaticons. So you get the limbs of MMC Combaticons, and you get the torso of Zeta, and you can put them together, and you can actually have a combiner. So you get the. So it's not painted yet. I've got to paint it. So I've got a friend of mine to paint it. Good old Tiger Blade Labs. So if you don't follow him on Facebook, Tiger Blade Labs, he's really good. So basically, you can get all the limbs from the Zeta, from MMC, and then get the torso from Zeta because Zeta do parts forming, and then it creates the perfect what I always say about it, Bruticus. So they all clip into like these places and stuff. It's like, and it's all 3D printed. So I've got that. I've ordered that. This came from Peru. Once it's all done, I'll do a proper little expose of it.
Cool.
So, but the idea, I'm actually gonna, I'll show a Zeta, an MMC, and then a hybrid, which is this here. I'll put that back in the box in a minute.
Well, that would be quite cool.
It sounds a little bit taller, like so. I think Zeta Bruticus is about 20 and a half inches. So it'd be ever so slightly taller than that. But you basically you need to have a Zeta torso because you need to have the feet and the hat. You don't need the hands, actually. No, you need the feet.
I thought you were internet then.
It's
confused.
Okay. The reason I keep doing this because MMC, like the limbs are in the hands and feet are built inside of the MMC bots, right? So you don't need the hands of the MMC bot. You can use the hands of the Zeta. You can use the hands of the MMC. However, it's the feet of Zeta, and then like the torso of Zeta, and then like the onslaught part, and it all clips in. So you basically get, and it looks really. I've seen it. It looks really good. It's really secure. So similar to what I did before with the Minosaur, it like the extra bits just to make it a bit more secure and stuff. This makes it better because I have frustrations with the inaccuracy with the Zeta, the inaccuracy of tunes. So what I'm doing as well is I'm painting the chest plate of the Zeta and the feet as well, because the original Zeta which came had silver feet. So this will have the right color. So you have Brawl in his green, and you'll have Swindle in his sort of sand, and then I'll have the chest plate in the sort of the traditional blast of colors, and I will eventually sell off the other Zeta in that with those extra bits. So when anyone's looking for one, you know.
Here he comes every time.
I've got.
It's me. He says that I'll be selling off the pish one, the one I don't like.
I'm going to sell this rubbish one. So if anybody wants to buy
it, no. Right. So So Ian McLean Arrowfire will attune to this, right? The original Zeta is fine. I said I have frustration with the inaccuracy around the cartoonness, right? Ian's got the same version as me, but he's got the metallic version, which has got the painted feet and the painted chest plate. I'm getting the feet painted and the chest plate painted to match Ian's one as an example, which is the metallic version. What I've done is spend an extra £200 and then decide to get the additional bits that I want to make my one. So if anyone wants to spend £600 rather than £400, they're welcome to. I will sell mine for the same price I paid for it, which will be less than 300. So it's not a pish one; it's just the one I want.
Which you don't like anymore because it's not cartoon accurate. Got you.
What? Yeah.
If anybody wants to spend £400 on it, contact Alexis.
Then
contact me so I can slap you around the face and say, "Don't waste your money." I'm joking.
No. So again,
oh no, we don't. We get it. It's still a very good bot, but you just happen to have got a upgrade.
It's a different type of love. It's a love that people don't understand.
It's an unspoken love.
You will see
Alexis
by the end of my
exactly.
By the end of my pickups, because you know I've been flogging my bots left, right, and center.
But you got more.
What? We're losing viewers.
What else are you making up now?
I think Ian's about to die of old age.
No,
600 people just unscribed.
To be fair, we have gone down from 26 to 24. So
this is Starscream, the old Crimson Ring. This is the new Defamation Space, which I think
the old Crimson Ring.
Crimson
Sounds like a
Wing.
Cockney sex game. The old Crimson Ring.
Sorry, I misheard you.
Crimson Wing, which is Defamation Space Starscream, which is the same as my MP Starscream, but ever so slightly taller. So I've got someone who wants to buy my Starscream, and I like look at this one, so I'm going to try it out. I don't know which one I'm going to go for just yet, but I've got someone who wants the
swishing one. I was going to say swishing his slug around, but it sounded wrong, so we'll call it slug. Swishing his slug around.
I've got that, which I'll bring out. I've also got, which I can't remember where I put it. Somewhere in here, I don't know where I've got it. I can't remember where I put it. I've got Magic Square.
I've got so many bots, I've lost some.
No idea.
Seriously.
I got Magic Square, Scrapper, and
so I'm just going to do my 2019 tax returns. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Look at this.
You're a bit late, aren't you?
All right, calm down. All right, Scrapper and Mixmaster. It's been 2 weeks, all right? I was away last week. Scrapper.
Yeah, you have been on for 2 weeks with your pickup.
But you're actually showing things from 3 weeks ago.
Right, Scrapper and Mix. I got Magic Square. So So I ordered New Age.
These get it, guys.
Don't leave. Come on, what did you order?
Gentlemen, right? Gentlemen, there is controversy right now with New Age. Okay, so I ordered the New Age, the first 4 bots, and I ordered the first 2 of Magic Square for their Devastator. And I decided, because of the earlier shots that I saw and comparisons, to not back New Age and decide to cancel my order. And Genesis Toys, thank you for accepting my cancellation. And I still pre-ordered the Magic Square. Okay. Now, since then, there's been, because New Age is trying to bring their things to market very quickly. There's been a lot of complaints about I think it's Scrapper's Chest has been breaking upon transformation on a number of items, right? So therefore, people are quite all right about that. So I've decided. So I've backed Magic Square in that situation. So it's worth. If you're not sure, wait, because there are lots of bots from each side. They're all trying to get the market share. It doesn't matter. There's enough out there. Okay. So if you're not sure, because you're looking at near £200 for a 10-inch combiner.
So you actually got this figure? Or
I've got the first two
other figures now, potentially.
You got them now?
No. I can find the box. It's in there somewhere. I've got the first two.
It's the whole point.
No, it's all right.
The whole point about this is to show people what you've got.
just can we? Somebody just put they've aged 40 years during Alexis's pickups.
Okay, right. Let's go on to Fanstoys Innuendo.
I never thought I'd be happy to say Fanstoys Innuendo.
Are you finished, Alexis?
Not yet. No. So I've also got
You showed that off as well.
Oh, I've got four of these.
Yes.
Yeah, you haven't shown no more. I'll give you that one.
I got
Four.
I got four of these.
Four no.
Four no so far. I thought there was like a 2-pack because I saw this down here. Then I thought, and I realized I was trying to look. I was like, is it parts form or is it? I thought, is it a 2-pack?
It's not parts form. It's just once you connect it will stay on, and then you will transform if it connected to the back. It's just easier to package like that. It's kind of like the judges are.
And then quick. Sorry, wrong button. Quickly, can I just share my screen? I just want to show people what I've been
go on then.
What I've been doing recently. Window. Oh, it's not up anymore. Where's my window?
That's right. We'll do Fanstoys Innuendo, and we'll come back to you tomorrow.
All right. Is it? There's a window.
Share.
What is it? Sherry screen.
What is this?
Or should have just known in advance.
All right. See
is
this?
It working?
Yeah.
56 minutes.
So people have been asking what I'm doing, right? I've been downsizing my collection, right? So this is a picture of the Kang Toys dive bomb and the cabinet. By the way,
that, mate. That shelf is needing a different.
Oh no, I know. This cabinet's going out the room, but I put it in here because it was the only space I had at the time. The cabinet is 80 centimeters in diameter, so you can appreciate.
Oh, he's a big lad.
He's a big lad. And then this is a general update of my collection. I thought I'd share because people are buying boxes. And then everyone says, what do you do? How do you pose? Everyone asks questions about it. So I thought I'd share just a general, very quick update around
never-ending story.
Turn about.
People always ask about.
Listen to you.
It's just not pickups.
Oh God!
If you want to do Alexis's new setup, you could have just said, and we'd have done it as a section.
Stop changing the show.
So lots of nice. So I want to thank everyone for buying the bots because again I've got space now. I can. This is the defense. This is what I'm smack now.
Careful, or we're going to kill Jamie. Come on.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, Prime, what are you doing there? You should be there.
Paul, you have the power to end this.
Lisa. Cool. Yep. No, I won't be able to make my son's birthday. No, he's been going on for an hour now.
I think
still
RC's gone, but the rest need a silver
honestly, he's
success.
got pictures of his collection up.
And
cool.
This is my
Tell my dad I love him. Bye.
Why is your dad there with Lisa?
He actually is. He's downstairs.
Legends.
I hope he's not watching.
Done.
I'm going to leave that there.
There you go.
Brilliant. Great pickups. It's now time for Fanstoys Innuendo. So, right, Fanstoys Innuendo. So we know how passionate Fanstoys fans.
I forgot. I also got.
Fuck off! Honestly, I'm going to kick you off the show in a minute.
I got.
Where's Rohan?
Swoop.
Get Rohan in.
And
get it in.
Fanstoys Stomp as well. I forgot. So,
Thank you guys. Welcome back to the channel. This week I posted on TFUK and the YouTube community about a show which I greatly love, which got cancelled. It is the sci-fi animated series Final Space, written by Olin Rogers, and the guy is a huge Transformers fan. I put that in my post and I talked about how his cat was named Starscream and he took lots of influence from Transformers and applied it to his show. And albeit besides it being cancelled and all the rest of it, it got me thinking about sci-fi animated shows and how many of them we get these days, or should I say how few of them we get these days in comparison to what we grew up with in the 80s. In the 80s we got some fantastic animated cartoons, and a lot of them were heavily influenced by sci-fi, predominantly because of the era and the times, robotics taking off, and the change in legality about using toys for cartoons instead of just having them as commercials, so on and so forth, meant that there was a huge opening in the market for all these new ideas, and it was a great time to grow up. So today I thought I would talk about some of the best sci-fi cartoons from the 80s that we all grew up with, and especially my favourites. Obviously my favourite is Transformers. Generation 1, seasons 1 to 4, including the 1986 movie, are epic. As I've said many a time, this is one of the best series that has been out there and ever will be made. Whether it's Transformers or anything else, for me it's the epitome of all things great. And there are some excellent sci-fi elements in there, besides the fact we've got transforming robots, we've got this civil war going on with advanced technology and weapons, we've also got some travelling through space, we've got time travel, we've got shifting paradoxes and paradigms, going through alternate dimensions, different species, all sorts. It's absolutely epic. I've talked about another one of my favourites, GoBots. We touched upon it a couple of weeks ago with the GoBots episode special, along the same sort of parallels as Transformers, but probably not as well executed. I really did enjoy the comedy in that show, and again it showcased some good sci-fi in there with some 21st century bits and pieces, and actually future technology as well, just like Transformers in seasons 3 and 4. Another of my favourite shows is here on my t-shirt, Mask. If you haven't seen this show, it's absolutely great. Probably one of the very first shows to depict a lot of the politically correct diversity that we're seeing very prominent in life today, with lots of different cultures represented, men and female, all on the same screen, on the good side and on the bad side. And it's a good old story of good versus evil, but with some epic transforming vehicles and some high-powered, super-powered masks, and an annoying kid called Scott and then his annoying robot called T-Bob. The seasons are kind of varying, and I quite enjoyed the race episodes towards the end, but the toys as well were quite fun to play with, especially the play sets and the transforming vehicles themselves. Great show. Another of the very popular shows in the 80s was The Centurions, Power Extreme. This show only actually had 3 key heroic characters who based their characteristics on various different sea, land and air basis, and they had these suits that you could attach weaponry to, and they would call out to the space station in the sky where Crystal would beam down their power suits for them to get accessories to accessorize their abilities on the ground, sea or land. And it was a great theme song to the Centurions, absolutely fantastic, and the evil Doc Terror and his henchmen were quite funny and quite futuristic as well, part cyborg and part human. I thought that was a great show. One that many of you may not have come across is a show called Cops. Cops was a show set in the future, so straight away sci-fi is built in. They made up how vehicles looked in the future in terms of road vehicles and air vehicles. It was still based on Earth, but you still had some part cyborg characters, you had some power suits, you had a little bit of everything. And it again had a fantastic theme song. It had some great, strong characters in there, male and female, and the storylines were quite good, and the baddie was quite moronic, which was quite funny as well. And the last one on my top favourite list is robotics. Once again, along the robots theme, along the transforming kind of theme, with these large kind of mechanoids that could convert into alternate modes, however powered by human capable men and some women as well. And those robotics characters only had a short-lived series. It was really, really epic. And again, fantastic theme song. They condensed it down into a movie in the end. If you haven't seen robotics and you like Transformers, you should check it out. There's a lot of the same voice actors as there were in the 80s shared across the platform, and you'll notice them straight away. And a lot of similarities in the storyline. Also, there are a lot of similarities between the GoBots movie Rock Lords and robotics as well, which I quite dig as well. And of course, there were a plethora, shed load of other cartoons going on in the 80s, which some I enjoyed and some I didn't, like Danger Mouse, one of my favourites, Inspector Gadget was cool, G.I. Joe, not one of my favourites, the Turtles and the Thundercats, ever popular, He-Man, very popular even today, Defenders of the Earth, Visionaries, one of Andy's favourites, and the Ghostbusters, rounding up the list I'd like to bring towards you in terms of those shows that were influenced by sci-fi in some way, shape or form. And it brings me back to my point. What's happened to all the sci-fi? What's happened to all the 21st century stuff that we were seeing in Transformers? Hydroelectric power, for example, being showcased, solar energy, and all the other elements of, like I mentioned before, the time travel, the advanced technology in terms of weaponry, in terms of powering, all those sorts of things. I'd love to see more of this. And it brings me on to a gift from our friend Jamie. Thank you very much, sir, for this lovely addition to my collection. And Shattered Glass, another example of how sci-fi is influencing the Transformers brand in a good way. And I haven't actually read any of the comics or gotten into the storyline, but I dig the idea. I think it's great that we've got evil Autobots and heroic Decepticons, and they have some fantastic looking figures. So, that's me for another week of Rohan's Corner. I hope you've enjoyed it. Back to the studio.
Hey boys, we've been rumbled. Well, let's bounce.
I always forget to unmute myself. Yep, thank you, Rohan. That was awesome. That was really awesome. Really good. The effort you put into it.
I love the way he said dig it and then did a cheeky wee smile and laughed to himself. That was good.
He looked at the camera, didn't he? He knew what he was saying.
Yeah. Wow.
Lots of Jace and the Wheeled Warriors love coming through on the chat.
Well, I like
Warrior
that Ian was talking about.
Sword
was brilliant. And I loved G.I. Joe, actually. I loved Action Force. Actually, not G.I. Joe. I should say Action Force G.I. Joe.
Yeah, we had Action Force, didn't we? That's the thing.
Yeah. Because it was more international themed then until the Americans fuck it up like they always do, and then suddenly it's all Americanized.
As Alexis would say, though, potato. Which
was that meant to be an American accent? It just turned Irish. Potato.
In jokes. Anyway, Paul's slightly distracted.
You say potato. I say you shut the
Nobody
fuck
says
up.
potato. Nobody says potato. Who says potato?
Right. It's time for the most important bit of the show. It is now time for Fanstoys Innuendo. So this is where we get a photo from the extra passionate Fanstoys fans.
You are blurred. You're blurred, but
yeah, I know. I don't care. I just don't care.
Right. Yeah, I've been waiting for the system for like 100 years.
What?
That's better.
So, Fanstoys Innuendo, do you think these guys will get a reissue?
I have no
Hopefully
idea.
not.
Right.
Okay.
Who knows who they are?
I think it's
turning to have I got news for you.
I think everyone knows who Andrew Neil is, you know, and I think it's a bit of a travesty comparing a posh upper class twat next to someone who's from a working class background, who's achieved quite a lot.
Who's that?
So
Andrew Neil.
What, you don't think Gavin Williamson's got a working class background?
Gavin
What
Williams
would give you that
deficit.
impression?
So spoiler,
I know
Paul.
what he's doing,
exactly.
actually.
Look at that face
Paul,
on Gavin Williamson.
Spoiler.
Oh my god!
I know
Looks like Alan
exactly who
Partridge.
this is. This is the one fan
Right, you
stories
can't-
that
he looks
everyone
like
knows.
he's
Well. Let Paul go through his
Everyone
ridiculously
wants-
convoluted
everyone wants-
clues
oh
first.
my god! I'm not going to say anything. I will put
People
it
have been
on-
waiting for
Quintus.
this,
He's
Alexis.
talking
I will-
about
I will
Quintus,
put-
isn't he? Is it
I will
Quintus?
put it on. No, I'm not going to. I'll put it on here. It's. I'll put it on the chat on the YouTube chat. Don't read it.
YouTube chat. Don't ruin it for everybody. Let them guess themselves. Anyway, go on then, Paul. What's the clues?
Well, you need to guess.
I
Is
thought
it
you normally
Quintus?
give like some. Is it not got like the whole thing of?
We start with a guess, don't we? I'm saying
right,
this
then.
because I'm vamping, because I'm trying to look at who it is.
I don't know. Fanstoys.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Duda. Do you not know who it was?
So, do you think these guys will get a reissue? So
So it's more than
Clue.
one.
So
Think about the-
Gavin,
Okay,
what secretary was
so-
Gavin Williamson? Was he?
So I.
He was
I could say,
education-
but I'm not allowed to use bad language.
Okay.
He was
Simple terms,
education.
right?
He was
He was the
education,
education secretary.
Are
Yeah.
these guys the same?
Oh no, Alexis is taking over now. Cool. Go
No,
for it, Alexis.
no, but simplify it.
Are these guys
Are-
the same?
Yes or no?
Is Gavin Williamson and Andrew Neil the same?
Do they
Are
have
they the same
values?
person? It's
They have
almost
same
like looking
values.
like twins, isn't it? Really, when you think about it. They both have teeth and eyes and a
Go on, Paul.
nose.
They don't- obviously, Paul.
Like
I've
humans
done.
do.
I've dubbed it
I
down
love
for
where
you.
you're
Paul,
going with
you go.
this, Alexis.
Paul, no, you go.
Are they
you
the
go,
same?
You go. Paul, you go, Paul.
So Gavin Williamson, education secretary.
Right.
What do they teach at schools?
Nothing, because they're useless, but go on. What do they teach at schools? They teach lots of things. French.
And
German.
what don't
English,
they
maths,
teach
lessons.
anymore, which they may be used to?
Respect.
Citizenship.
No, please don't.
Do you mean actual things they don't teach at school anymore?
Imperial system.
That's right. It's Fans, Toys, Grimlock, and Slug.
But how?
No, well done. You've done really well that week. Right, cool.
Flags anymore?
I was.
I don't understand where
I
you're coming
was
from.
wrong. I was wrong. I was so wrong.
Exactly.
Oh,
That's
well
how-
done. Well
That's
done, Mick.
exactly how wrong I was.
Oh, dear me.
You were wrong. Okay,
Well
cool.
done to
Right.
PJ Defiant, who got that one right.
And Mick as well. Mick got it right.
Yeah, Mick got it as well.
Yeah,
well
Mick
done.
How did you
Yeah.
get
and PG and get
It's the clues. The clues. If you look into the clues.
How did it? No way could you have
Shut
got that.
up.
We now return to the Transformers.
So what
Right,
it
so
is because
The discussions for tonight.
No, wait.
is-
Just to explain.
No,
just to explain.
no.
How many beers has Alexis had?
I
That's
was
what,
just going to
So,
say, he's seeming a
discussion
little
for tonight.
knows.
cricket
You literally
club.
just
knows
saw.
why-
You literally just saw the discussion time music come in. What more of a hint would you need to know that we've moved on?
it's almost
Gotta
like he
let it
doesn't
go,
know this
Alexis.
is live. It's like a live show, Alexis.
We now return to the Transformers.
Discussion time. So tonight on discussion time, we are going to say our top 5 Transformers bots that we loved before Combiner Wars. So when you think about Power of the Primes, and
What is it?
no, it's
All right,
our
top
top
however many
5.
you've got.
Our top
Is it?
5, and we've all got one each, and I'll find
Right.
something else whilst you're talking. So, who would like to go first? The top
I'll go first.
Transformer. Go.
I'll go first. So my top 5 of before Combiner Wars, because to be honest, I came back into Transformer collecting just as Combiner Wars was already dying, and it was then into Titan's Return, which was the sort of next big thing. So to me, it was getting the Pretenders, and I used to spend Friday nights, to the annoyance of most of my hosts, while we were recording, being on eBay. Usually when we had guests on, trying to snag some of these characters like Catilla, to me, which was amazing. I think I got him for like £12, fully complete, and in immaculate condition, and it was brilliant. And that gave me false security, because I thought the other Pretenders, they'll be cheap. No, they weren't. So then I got Karnvik, You know, and I like Catilla and Carnvic because to me, you know, they were obviously part of the Mayhem Attack Squad from the original Time Wars comics when Marvel UK when I first got them. So to have those two iconic characters is just more exceptional. Make these characters, pretenders, which are very static, you know, come alive in the mind's eye, your imagination. So it's brilliant to have them. Oh, got a bit there, fell off there. And then obviously I got Snarler, who also became part of the new Mayhem Attack Squad to track down Carnvic and Catilla. And yes, another exceptional bot. Yes, he was. He had a lot of a presence. You know, he was, you know, by the book Decepticon, and he wanted revenge because he almost felt like those two had betrayed the cause. He was almost like the DJD before there was a DJD, you know. So yeah. He was in a good character as well. Funnily enough, the next one, I don't actually remember him too much from the comics. And I think that's Chainclaw.
Ah, yes.
You know, I've always brilliant, and I do like having them there. I don't actually remember too many stories that if he actually appeared in the comics at all that much. I do remember a lot of other pretenders appearing, but don't remember much about Chainclaw. But then, one of my favourite characters to get was Thunderwing.
Ooh.
You know, and that to me was, you know, the ultimate evil Decepticon, the one who managed to get the Matrix when Megatron had failed. And this was a brilliant character. He came fully complete, apart from one little thing, which was his gun, which Andy gave me a nice reproduction of. And I took that and offered no money because that's what I'm like. And that was, yes, you know,
it was a gift, a small gift, a gift.
Yes. Well, we're going Jamie, but yeah, yeah. So there's like my 5 pretenders, which I got before Combiner Wars. Well, I got who existed before Combiner Wars. Absolutely love them. Take pride of place in my displays.
Good choices.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's amazing how many of us as adult collectors have actually found love for the pretenders that when we were kids seemed a bit crap, but actually now you kind of appreciate them more. They are quite interesting. I'd love to see modern pretenders done, but
we all want that.
It might just be a pipe dream, but you know, surely if they've done anything else.
Loves it. And sorry, is it 5 before?
You don't need 5.
No, wait. Is it 5 before Combiner Wars, the toy line?
Yeah, no, it's cool. Don't put it in the private chat. Just discuss it live on the show.
No,
it's not like we discussed this in our private Facebook Messenger chat as well.
Is it 5 before the actual like timeline or the actual storyline?
Pre-Tyler 2016, choose a Transformer that you really loved that came before.
The toys that we got before 2016.
Just one. What? Not toys. Toy.
You said plural there. I heard you.
Jamie gets away with it because he's chosen the pretenders. Yeah, well, Alexis, considering how many times you've gone rogue, I think we can let Jamie have this one. And now he's listening to music or something. He stopped listening to us.
He muted the show now. Right, I'll go next.
All right.
So my favourite Transformer from before. So I was thinking about just before in my mind. Definitely one of the runners-up would be Grimlock. Alternator Grimlock. He's just over there. He's a floppy mess because I've been trying to transform him again. An awful transformation, but what a bloody alt mode he had on him. So the one I went for was probably this guy, which is Rhinox from Thrilling 30 Generations. The reason I've chosen this guy is he's the one who, I hated fucking Beast Wars before I met this chap. Really, really hated it.
Big hello to all the Beast Wars fans.
Well, this guy converted me. He's absolutely the alt mode, and it was kind of that contrast of such an organic alt mode and then such a robotic transformation mode that really sold me. I did not know you could be this good. And I picked him up from, I think it was TFN 2018 on Toy Fu. He's missing one of his guns. It's cool. Toy Fu, you keep that. It's for charity, isn't it? So
you'll let it go. That's very big of you.
I won't be putting in a claim or anything. No, but seriously, not absolutely blown away. I'm really interested to see how the new Rhinox compares with him because he looks really similar, doesn't he? Very close. in appearance. But
I mean,
cool
Toy Food
transform.
do an exceptional bit of work, don't they? When you think about it, fantastic.
Yeah,
For anybody who doesn't know about Toy Food, they donate all of their money to Mary's Meals, which is a charity that basically feeds kids in countries where if they didn't have the food, then they wouldn't be able to go to school because the parents wouldn't have been able to give them food to go to school, so they'd have to be working. So the kids get to have an education, and they're all linked in with TF Nation and everything else. So if you get the chance to buy from them, do.
And the Scottish guy's involved. A Scottish guy doing charity work.
Yeah, Nick Davison does a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Absolute legend.
Yeah.
Anyway. Rhinox does look a great toy. I've never had it, but I prefer to have that version, I think, than the new one. But I might have to get the new one just to see what it's like.
And on my Transformers, I sell a lot of Transformers and buy. I like buying Transformers, and I like selling them and buying more Transformers. He's never been sold. He's always resisted the urge to be. Have I listed? Yeah, no, he hasn't. He's never ever been listed. But lots of other Transformers have gone. Lots of Chug figures have gone. But he has stayed the course, haven't you, Rhinox? Yeah, good bot.
That's love. That's love.
That's true love. Can I go next? Because I feel like if I don't, then I might have to wait a long time after Alexis.
In 5 years' time.
I got one.
He's got one. All right, go on then, Alexis. Go on then if you want to.
So I got a single one. I got Snapdragon. KFC Snapdragon. He's in jet mode because I love the jet mode. But
nice.
So I was looking back at and just to reminisce a little bit, like you said pre-2016. So obviously that was pre-Combined Wars, and obviously look at the evolution from Combined Wars, which was 2016 onwards. Jamie's photographs said it all, right? Look at the evolution, right? This figure here came out in 2014, and it's MP Snapdragon. It came out of KFC's version of 8 Face as well, and it's got really cool features like the cockpit. If I can open it with my chubby fingers, I got is it
Crunk? Yeah,
and it had a cool thing, right? A cool feature which actually the actual cockpit lights up unless you actually push a little thing on his arm. So you basically his arm set down. If you lift his arm up, the cockpit lights up. It's really cool, and it's obviously he turns into a head as he does, and it goes into his ass here. But the whole thing, and I guess Farrelly will recognize this as a work of art in the sense he's very Sorry, I'm talking over a bit. Very similar to Quietus to Fanstoys. Like obviously his arms turn into his thrusters here turn into the hands and stuff, and this here turns into the legs. This folds in and folds into the back. So it folds. So obviously the original G1 just folded in and snapped round. The Earthrise version, the legs turned into this. This here turns and actually the back opens. Constantine is in, and this is actually probably one of my favorite. It's probably my favorite KFC bot actually. I had Snapdragon as a child, and I always remember like because it has so much versatility. I'm going to reminisce a little bit now that you could turn like the hands. It was like a little Godzilla. It turns so much right, and you can put the head in like here, you put the head in here. It was just so much fun. This is my bot. I'm not going to reminisce too much because I'm babbling so much because all I want to do right now, right, is play with it. So I'm looking. I'm talking
sign
to you,
of a good
right?
bot.
Yeah, and you weren't babbling at all. It was good.
You own it. It's your God-given right.
It's like this obviously becomes a tail, and you can crunk it round into like a tail form, so you can make it like a ship plane.
It's like physics is just blown in
like
my
a
head.
shit plane.
It's a tail, right? You can make
it's
it
a secret almost a shit plane.
That's it. These are the new Earthrise 4.0 seekers.
A plane in a crash.
That's it. Yeah. So there we go. So my pre-bot is Snapdragon. I love him. He's so amazing. He's
brilliant.
For £100, about 110 tops, I think he is now. I think they're doing a reissue as well. So if anyone wants him, you can get one from the usual retailers. There you go.
I want Contact Shot Point Blank. I keep thinking about him.
Make toys, yes.
At night, late
at night.
By yourself.
Right, is it my turn?
No, with my wife. We both do it. Sorry, Andy.
What? Anyway, I must not make comments. Right, I decided I I thought we weren't doing G1, so I've kind of avoided G1, and I've tried to think of other bots. And I was looking back a lot of the time, the older bots, once I've got the newer, better versions, I've sold on the older bots or I've put them into storage. So when it was a case of getting something close to hand, I will be quick, but I've done a bit of an Alexis. I've got 3, but I'm not going to talk about them very much. First of all, just because I've got to throw one in, it was the Thrilling 30 Double Dealer, because for me, it was a thrill, because it's Double Dealer, and it was the first kind of proper Double Dealer toy that we got since the original, and so I was, really chuffed. But it's not a good toy, so that is really like a choice from the heart rather than the head, because the shoulders are gammy. I know you can do things and you can buy upgrade kits and the rest of it, but for a while that was my Double Dealer. But he wasn't probably the best bot. Another one I thought I'd throw in, because we never given much love to them, is the movie bots, and I have talked about it before, but I do love the movie Incinerator figure. Even though he's got the stupid rotating hands, which still kind of work, although I think that one's catching on his foot. There we go. Even though he's got the stupid rotating hands, he's still, his alt mode is great. His robot mode just screams evil. And I just really like it. I still pick this bot up and play with it. Sorry, I pose it in an adult action toy way.
His color scheme always looks like a Sharticon. He looks like a.
Well, he's got what I always liked about these was the all spark. They were supposed to be all spark powered, so they gave them all this blue. Anyway, the blue color that you can see, and I really love the color scheme on it. You're right; it does have that Sharticon kind of color scheme to it. But I love it. Anyway, yeah, great. And if you haven't seen Thew's video about all the random movie bots, watch that. But that's still not the one. The one that I would go for, which I can't understand how anybody could go for anything else in terms of the best pre-Combiner Wars bot, has to be Thrilling 30 Springer.
Oh,
I mean, it is just a legendary bot. And I'm not a massive Springer fan. Sorry, RJ, but it's true. I'm not a massive Springer fan. But this bot is just fantastic, and it is more IDW designed really, but I just love it, absolutely love it. And the fact that I got it for a tenner from B&M back in the day just seems to make it even better. £10 for this bot, when you think of the price you pay for the fantastic bots we get now. 10 quid, and he's awesome. Absolutely awesome bot. 3 good modes, especially the robot mode, which is fantastic. I love this rifle. I love this double barrel rifle. I know they're the missiles that fire out, but Andy, get his sword on his back. He's fantastic.
Andy, he is one of Hasbro's best Transformers they've ever
he is. I mean, I remember even a few years ago, he was still number 1 in a lot of people's best Transformer ever lists. I mean, he is that
solid
good
as well.
It is, yeah. And I like the Sandstorm version as well. The Sandstorm version is also really good, but I find this one to be, for me, out of the two of them, this one's more solid. And obviously, because of Sandstorm having more back kibble, he's a bit harder to pose without him falling over.
Sandstorm's wank.
Yeah.
Andy,
and from a balanced review, here's
Alexis review. Wank.
Andy,
that's a short video.
Is that just instructions?
Andy, fire a missile. Andy,
was that an order?
No, calm down, lads. Andy, fire a missile across screen.
I'm not firing a missile across the screen. I'll never find them again. I hate firing missiles.
And the legs as well.
Use your imagination.
Are the legs ratchets as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
The legs are ratchets.
Yes, the legs are ratcheted.
So I have obviously very limited experience with Hasbro bots, right? Yes, true, right?
Welcome to confession hour.
People are actually going to bed.
Right. However, the two bots that have impressed me because they have ratchets in the legs, in the knees and stuff, which is the Shockwave, the what's it called?
Siege?
The Wolf Siege Shockwave.
Yeah.
That's a very well put together bot, and this bot here as well is also a very well put together, a very strong bot, has a lot of strong connecting parts. And for a bot which isn't very expensive, Shockwave fucking is because he's limited. I own 3 of these, by the way, so 3 Springers. So I gave 1 to each of my children, I kept 1 for myself because I think it's such a good bot.
You're doing your customs with it, aren't you? What are you going to do?
Well, yeah, they know that. All right, fine. Be the Grinch. I will take them off them in the night, and I will make them into my customers through a friend.
No. I thought you said you'd bought more of them to make them into customs.
Well,
if you give them to the kids, that's great.
I was hoping that people wouldn't.
I like the way you say, "Be the Grinch," says the man who keeps all the toys for his kids sealed away. No, you don't touch them. No,
and there's the scary.
Oh my God, your room is going to look like the old Woolworths stands from the 80s with just Transformers everywhere at Christmas Day. I'm going to come to your house and rob you.
I was hoping that you remember that, and B, our viewers remember
Spoken like a Leeds man.
Because I have actually taken.
You're next, Jamie.
The bots are now over there, and they have. I've lost 2 missiles out of the 4.
Yeah.
And I've taken the bots of the boys, and they are going to a custom house. And like a glue house, the boys will go, "Where's the horse coming back?" The horse ain't coming back, son. So.
Are we talking about horses?
Patient hour is now ending.
Time to end.
Sorry, I didn't even press that. Right, so is that good?
That's it, I think, isn't it? Was that 5? It was probably more than 5, but basically 5, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Right, so thanks for joining us tonight.
I thought it was
5.
It was, Ron, but between us collectively, there was 5.
Or go to TFUK on Facebook. Or Jamie, what's the bloody Twitter, mate?
TF Show UK. So TF Show UK.
And Alexis, if you want to Instagram nudes to yourself, where would you go?
Everyone knows this. It's Transformers the show, baby.
Transformers the show.
The first one.
So we done live.
Yeah, no, baby. Everybody's Transformers the show.
Baby.
Oh my God, what is it about?
Transformers the show.
Baby.
Baby. Everyone puts baby in the corner. We aren't a Swayze movie here, bitch.
I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like.
Is that because my wife sounds like Ryan Reynolds but less attractive?
What?
No. What? You go to bed and post it?
No.
Good night. Good night.